If you want 20 to 35 booked appointments and qualified leads in the next 30 days, this is the exact video that will cover the exact systems we use here at Moissanite Agency so you can boost your business as soon as next month. We'll be going through all the phases. Today will be phase one, uncovering all the instructions and introductions on what you need to do to boost your real estate business. At the end of this phase, you'll learn all the frameworks, metrics, and systems we use here so you can implement them and start seeing results as soon as 30 days. And if you want help with your real estate business, don't hesitate to book a link below. I'll be personally taking the first 50 calls. We'll dive into your current situation, show you all the systems we use here at Moissanite Agency, and just start seeing results as soon as next month. No further ado, let's get into today's video, guys. Welcome everyone to phase one of your kickoff call overview. So this will be the 30-day actionable steps you can start taking to implement to your business. So what we'll cover is the whole setup on what you need to run all the paid ads to make sure your real estate business boosts in the start of 2026. We'll go over everything that you'll need to know to implement to your business so you'll not be left second guessing. We'll have the full document below as well to answer any of the questions that you do have. Actionable steps you will implement today. We'll have small daily actions that you'll also be implementing to make sure you're up to date with your real estate business. So it's just a quick overview of the compliance and checklist of housing advertisement. So with Meta, we got to follow some of the guidelines and terms and services. I always mention read it as soon as possible, because when you read those terms and services, you know what you can and can't do. It's just so crucial to check it at least one time, read over, just skimmer through it. It's just a little bit of common sense, you know, what you can and can't do, but this is just so crucial to implement to your business so you know what you're not messing up, because if you do mess up with one ad, sometimes Facebook does flag your account and it's just so hard to regain that, and making a whole ad account is a whole nother. Let's just keep what we have so far. So the framework overview that we use here. So there's setup, metrics, and rhythm. So the exact framework that you'll need to master, if you master these three things, everything else becomes so simple. So setup, of course, setting up all the systems, the ads, the copy, the creatives. The system itself has to be perfect. You need to set up everything up to date, but like we said, we'll cover through everything that you need to do. This phase is just to show up the setup and what you'll need to get started. 2, metrics. So you got to copy down everything that's working. So Facebook has the metrics, but you also want to be writing down on a spreadsheet what's working, what's not, so you know what to iterate and change. And of course, rhythm. So you know what works, how to use it, and when. So simple. If you master these three things, everything else will just become so much more easy. You want to set up your pixel to make sure you know who's going where on your website. It's so simple. We'll go through all the systems in the later phases. So ownership and compliance essentials. So this is everything you'll need to know. Start paid ads as soon as today. So because you are going to be running the ads yourself, you're going to need to know all the terms and everything you'll need to do to actually set up the ad account. So of course, Facebook Business Manager, simple, easy. Everyone has created that now. After that, now you got to go to the actual ad set itself. Campaigns, ad set, ads manager, perfect. Once you set up these campaigns, it's now your job to tailor it to the specific neighborhood. You know, set it up to whatever neighborhood you are targeting. Meta is so good at reading the actual ad itself and knowing who to send it to. So your job is a little more easier there, but you still want to have it tailored to the right audience and making sure you set up your campaigns at the daily budget that you have set. I always say $50 a day has been the best and lowest cost per lead that we've seen at Moissanite Agency, but try with whatever you have so far, slowly, gradually move up just over time if one ad is working, because you never want money to be the issue of you getting leads. And of course, just adding your payment method so you can actually run the ads itself. So just a quick overview of the tracking and follow-up strategy. So of course, like we said, the metrics, you need to copy down everything that's happening. How many leads are you getting per this cost? Facebook does it on automatically, but you also want to write down a little other things. How many people am I sending DMs to? Everything else. Other phases will cover through everything. Just a basic overview on how you can be tracking with the metrics. And then so crucial, the follow-up strategy. So if you've seen any of my videos in the past, I always mention follow-up, guys. This is the most crucial thing you'll need with your business. Doesn't matter, anyone can get you leads. I can get you leads as soon as tomorrow, but the real strategy is the follow-up. If you have no follow-up system, you're just burning money in the fire. With the follow-up system, we won't go over it too much today, but we'll cover in other phases, of course. But with this, pretty much what it is once the lead submits the form, you have the information. How do you talk to them? How do you speak with them? So what I like to do is send an email, voice message, SMS, and a call. I do all of these to make sure I'm up to date with them and looking like I'm the professional agent that I need to be to make sure I meet their standards. But don't worry, we'll cover up on the exact frameworks and strategies you will need to know for the follow-up going into the future. I also have another video in the past that I filmed. Perfect if you want to start implementing them today, but we'll cover it over the later phases as well. Understanding the 5-number scoreboard. So as you see over here, there's 5 things we need to pay attention when tracking key performance indicators, KPIs. So we want to look at the clicks. So how many people are we clicking on? We want to look at how many people is actually getting these ads? How many impressions are we getting? Appointment requests, how many are we getting for this? Of course, the money, and then time, and then the show rates. So these things are so crucial, of course, guys, because you need to track everything. Facebook does a great way of doing this, but we need to make sure we know what's working and what's not. And of course, also setting a target and goals and what you're aiming for. So imagine like you're spending in total 1,500 in a month, because like I said, $50 a day. If you're spending that much, you need to know the goal. So I want to get maybe a $5 cost per lead at maybe, let's say, yeah, this amount of clicks with this amount of show rates. You have to aim for every X goal that we will cover in the later phases, but just to make sure that you know what you're hitting for, because if you don't know what you're aiming for, you'll drop for anything. So the 30-day rhythm overview. So this is just a basic overview on what you will be doing on your marketing plan, of course. So of course, the first system is just build and verify. So actually building out the campaigns, the actual creative and copy itself, verifying that it's up to date and everything's great. Launch and baseline. So this is the first, this is the second week when we do launch the ads itself. What feedback are we getting back? How it looks, let it run, let it do it work. Of course, tune and tighten. After that, then we want to iterate, see what has worked, what hasn't, change the whole ad itself. You never want to keep on running the same ad, because if you keep on doing the same thing over again, you won't get different results. And then of course, systemize and scale. That's what the follow-up systems and everything, but we'll be iterating and making sure everything's up to date in the future modules. Effective campaign setup. So what we can do here is actually another checklist, which will be in the framework below. So with the campaign itself, you're going to need 4 things. You're going to need the lead form, the copy, the creative, and the pixel. So these 4 things are really crucial, because you need to know, 1, the pixel, where are they leading to? Are they going to the website? Are they going to the lead form? How are we tracking these lines? 2, the actual ad itself, making sure it's plain and simple, clean, making sure it looks good. 3, the copy, making sure that it's strong, capturing eyes and attention, making sure we're pulling in the leads. And then 4, the lead form, making sure we're asking the right questions to actually attract these clients and qualify them before we get on that call. So essential tools for success. So as you see, we're going to need to actually do all these things with following up, calling the leads, actual setting up systems, automations. So me personally, I use Go High Level. It's an all-in-one system that takes care of all my needs. So pretty much all my automations, my websites, everything I would need is in one CRM, which is so perfect. I hate all my contacts, all my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, everything's so perfect. You can keep it in one tidy space. So like we said, you're going to need to follow up, call these leads, and advertisement, of course, in your Facebook. So just essential tools. I would say it's a 2-week free trial. You can try it out. It's called Go High Level. It will be so great if you try it out. You can set up your CRM and the automations will just be immaculate. You'll just see how easy it makes your life. Key results overview. So I'm hoping what you guys got from this module is just the basics and understanding on how we can actually set up these ads, how we can get them up and running for 2026, and how we can actually implement it into your business today. So the framework below with the document will have everything in the actual steps you will need to set up your Facebook account, everything you'll need as soon as the automations. It'll be all below, so follow those step-by-step systems. The real goal here is to really just get those 20 to 35 qualified booked appointments into your calendar as soon as 30 days. It's really about mapping out what we need to do. So we're looking at the macro right now. We're looking at that's just the leads, booked appointments. We need to look at the micro. What do we need to do to make sure we get these qualified leads? Follow up, making sure that adding creative and copy is perfect, and setting up that pixel and knowing what to iterate. Those are the main key components. If you master all those, your business will be so successful. Lastly, in next week's video, we'll cover everything you'll need to know for phase 2. We'll go through all these modules, so it's a 30-day action plan that you can implement to your business. And if you really are struggling with lead follow-up and even just appointment generation in its own, don't hesitate to book a link in below. Join the Moissanite team. We'll take care of all your worthy needs and desires. We'll cover all the systems and services we provide, and you can choose if you'd like to move forward. Worst comes to worst, at least you get some value from me that I will provide, and then you'll have actionable steps to apply to your business. I'll see you in next week's phase, and have an amazing rest of your day.